what's his name? Yeah, I ain't even throw it hard. I just set it right there. Boom. He ran right into it.
Yep, you know what time it is, man. This is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. It's a Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Most definitely, man. You know what you're tuned in to, man. This is a segment we call here Chin Check. This is where we rock you guys' chamber, boxing news, boxing information, boxing rumors. And sometimes we give you some money in your pocket by giving you the odds of the fight. But today, man, we want to talk about the money man in the 135-pound division and what he said about his opponent coming up in January 7th, man. He pretty much told the press today that Hector Garcia is no pushover, man. You seen what he did to Chris Colbert. And I guess Chris Colbert also is in the news recently because he has to call out himself. He recently called out the Ghost, Frank Martin, man. He said he looked pretty well in this fight, but he think he can beat the Ghost, man. So let's start with Chris Colbert, man. Let's start with Leslie too. What do you think about Chris Colbert coming off his first loss of his career against Hector Garcia, who is Tank Davis' opponent? How do you feel about him coming off his first loss, and instead of going in for a rematch or calling for a rematch, he's going on to, in my opinion, a more dangerous opponent in Frank Martin?
Very, very risky. If he wins, it puts him right back, you know what I'm saying, in the 135 contention. So, I mean, I understand why he's doing it, but if he loses, he gonna drop, his stock gonna drop a lot. He gonna plummet. So it's a dangerous fight. But if he believe in himself and that's what he want to do, I'd be interested in it. I like Chris Colbert because he can talk up a fight. Also, he's an animated character. So him and Frank Martin could be another Showtime headline fight that I think would be a fight that a lot of people would be intrigued by. I think that's a good kind of step up fight for him, kind of about the fight he just had with Rivera. So I would be up for it. So up for the challenge. But like I said, it's a risky fight for Colbert because if he lose, I don't know where he go with his career from here.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. If he had two back-to-back losses against contenders, you know what I mean, it puts him right back in the prospect stage, in my opinion. I will say this too. I mean, judging about how you lost to Hector Garcia, I think he has a problem. I don't want to say he has a weak chin, because that weak chin phrase get thrown around a lot. But I will say you can tell he doesn't react well to punches real well. He's known to be slick defensively. He has a real quick jab, real sharp jab. He's very fast hands, very fast feet. But Frank Martin also had those things. And Frank Martin, in my opinion, he's a little more finely tuned than Hector Garcia. I think he throws a lot better, a lot sharper punches than Hector Garcia. So if you had a problem with Hector Garcia catching you coming in, Frank Martin is sharper than that. So I think, like you said, it's a very risky fight, man. It's high risk, low risk, high reward. So if he want to get back in that contention, especially seeing what happened with his first loss, Hector Garcia went on to get a Tank Davis fight. So I'm pretty sure that hurts his pride a little bit. He said, man, this guy beat me and went and got the biggest payday in the division off my win. So I'm pretty sure that kind of motivated him a little bit to take the Frank Martin fight because he see Frank Martin as part of the next in line of the up and comers. So he kind of want to skip this. He kind of want to skip into the front of the bus, and that's the only way he's gonna do it because it's nobody else he can beat unless he want to beat somebody like a Ryan Garcia or somebody. If Ryan Garcia was looking for a tune-up, he said he's not looking for a tune-up. But yeah, I think this is the only risk, man. This is the only way to get back in there because he fought at no name. Nobody really gonna care about that no name he fight, and he's gonna lose the buzz that he did have because people forget how he was. I call him Lil B-Hop because it was his first name. People forget how much buzz was behind Lil B-Hop before, he was actually supposed to win that fight against Garcia, but he wound up getting knocked down and embarrassed. So what chance do you have? You give him a beating Frank Martin? You think it's a good shot, or you think that's a long shot?
Give him a decent shot. I favor Frank Martin. I don't think it's going to be so bad when it comes to the odds. It's going to be 10-1 or 8-1 or nothing like that. But if I had to throw it out there, I would say Frank Martin would probably be a 4-1, 4.5, favorite over Colbert. I don't like his shot. Basically, I'm basing it on his confidence. I don't know if his confidence is all the way back there because the way he lost was kind of demoralizing. The way he lost, you know what I'm saying? He kind of got beat. He kind of gave up in that fight. His facial expressions, everything showed that he pretty much was out of it in that fight. And to me, if I was his team, I would want to get him in there with not a soft touch up, but a touch up to get his confidence back, and then maybe go after a Frank Martin. So I don't agree with his you know what I'm saying, with his method. But you know what I'm saying, he in the gym, he knows himself better than anybody. He believes in himself probably more than anybody. So hey, who am I to tell him what he can't do?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. If I was in this corner, I'm not gonna be honest. I got mixed feelings about it. I think I'll tell him to do the same thing because, like you said, like I said earlier, he was so close to being a contender. Taking a step up fight at this point, it could be career ending in itself, especially if he going there and just outpoint the guy. You know what I'm saying? People, you know how fickle fans are. Fans are real fickle. They in that "what you done for me lately" phase. So if you go in there and got knocked down and lost, and you quit in your last fight, so now you're having a tune-up fight, and you go to a boring decision. A lot of fans, you might lose a little bit of marketability. So I think if I was his trainer, man, I was in his corner. I hate to say it, man, but I would tell him to take this fight, man. I would tell him he will have to go in there. But I'm like you. I don't like his odds in that fight. I give him maybe a 40% chance, 35% chance of actually pulling that fight out. But that will be just based off of, athleticism and Frank Martin's inexperience, because Frank Martin started boxing late. But on to Tank Davis, man, let's talk about the guy who beat Chris Colbert, Hector Garcia, man. A lot of fans are calling him a cherry pick or calling him a tune-up for Tank Davis, man. So Tank Davis came out today and said, hey, don't sleep on Hector Garcia, man. He's no tune-up. I'm not overlooking him. I'm not looking past him. You see what he did to Chris Colbert. Is Chris Colbert a good gauge for fans to actually say, okay, Hector Garcia is the goods, he's more than the tune-up? Or do you think it's just Tank trying to sell the fight?
I think it's Tank trying to sell the fight. Don't get me wrong. I think Garcia is a tough competitor, but he's kind of is a tune-up. I mean, I gotta be honest about it. If this fight was regular Showtime or Fox TV, and he was doing this fight for a tune-up just to work on some stuff, work out the kinks, because he ain't been in the ring in a little bit of time, I would be fine with it. But by it being on pay-per-view and you trying to sell the fight as being a guy that we really think has a opportunity to beat you, I don't think so. I know he's a rugged fighter. He gonna bring it, and I think he's gonna bring it for the first couple of rounds. Maybe the first 4 rounds, he might try to, be a little rugged and try to make it tough for Tank Davis. But Tank Davis is levels to this game for a reason. Hector Garcia is a decent fighter, but he's not on that level. It is definitely not a pay-per-view fight. You know what I'm saying? Much as I like Tank Davis and exciting as he is, you need the right opposition to make a pay-per-view fight. So I would say that he's trying to sell the fight and make money off of it before he fight with Garcia. And I guess in the springtime, if everything works out.
I kind of agree with you, but I kind of don't. I don't think Hector Garcia is a tune-up, man. Because to be honest, I think Hector Garcia will also have a good chance of beating Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna be honest. I think Hector Garcia would give Ryan Garcia a tough run for his money, in my opinion. Styles make fights. Hector Garcia heavy-handed. We've seen Ryan Garcia drop before. In my opinion, Ryan Garcia should be taking this fight instead of Tank, in my opinion, to prepare him for Tank. This is my opinion. But to say this is a tune-up for Tank for a Ryan Garcia fight, I don't think so. I think Ryan Garcia in itself, this is my opinion, I think Ryan Garcia in itself is a tune-up. That's just me. I think Ryan Garcia is overrated. I think it will be proven that he's overrated, and eventually, I'm just waiting for it to happen, man, to be honest. So it'd be different if I thought he was using this fight to go in with another Pitbull Cruz rematch. Or he was going in there for like a, I don't know, Devin Haney fight or something like that. Then I would say, okay, this is a tune-up fight. He's trying to knock the ring rust off, blase. This is just a money grab fight. This is the part I agree with you about. This is just a money grab fight. He's trying to sell the fight. He's trying to get fans to tune in. There's the reason for the stat undercard. The undercard is lovely. I cannot wait for this whole card. I'm just gonna be a day I just sit in the crib and chill and watch boxing. I want to go too, man. I want to go. I really want to go to this fight. It's not that far. It's in DC. It's 3-hour drive from us. I might wind up going. We're gonna see how the schedule look. We're gonna see what happens with the schedule, but we're gonna see what we can do about that. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a great card, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. So of course, it's a money grab. Would I call it a tune-up? I don't think it's a tune-up for real, man. To be honest, I think he's a credible opponent. Like I said, Chris Colbert had a lot of backing behind him. Chris Colbert was supposed to be the goods. He was supposed to be up there with the Devin Haney's and the Shakur Stevensons in the world. He's supposed to be next in line to compete against them. And Hector Garcia upsetted him. So in my opinion, he deserves a shot at one of the guys, and he's going for it, man. So I really don't think it's a tune-up. I'm looking forward to the fight. I think after seeing how Now, I'm not gonna say Tank had problems with Rolly, but after seeing the success that Rolly had early in that fight, it's not without. I mean, it won't be surprising to me if Hector Garcia come in here and have a little bit of success early against Tank. What you think about that in closing? What do you think of after seeing the Rolly fight, how Rolly pretty much gave Tank a little bit of trouble in the beginning rounds? What's the chance you actually give Hector Garcia on giving that same problem?
I expect it to happen. I mean, if you ask me to break down the fight without going too deep in it, I would say the first 4 rounds probably gonna come out even. I think Tank Davis is a slightly slow starter unless he knock you out, unless he catch you early. But I think he can get some early success. I think Tank Davis is gonna adjust and take the fight over and make it look easy like the last 7, 8 rounds. But I think those first 4 rounds he's gonna be pushed, and I think Hector Garcia is gonna give him everything he got, which I do respect for him because he's a tough, rugged fighter that's gonna come and he's gonna be prepared. So Tank Davis cannot overlook him and be thinking about Ryan Garcia because he could be on upset alert if he does that. As far as the other thing you say, I totally agree with you, and a lot of people gonna get upset with us. I think Ryan Garcia is also coming up. I don't consider him up there with those other guys at 135 as far as the Tank Davis, the Devin Haney's of the world, Shakur Stevens, and even Lomachenko. I don't know if he's on that level as far as Ryan Garcia. I think that he does have a puncher chance against Tank Davis because he does have a fast twitch and he has explosive speed and power combined, and he might can catch him in between something, maybe. But other than that, I don't think he got no way in hell beating Tank Davis.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you all those points, man. We're gonna piss a lot of people off. We're gonna piss a lot of Ryan Garcia fans off, man. It's just our opinion, man. Of course, put it in the comment section if you think we're wrong and why you think we're wrong. Because I just don't see. I will say this. I did a little bit in close. I did watch a little bit of film study on both Ryan and Tank recently. I will say Tank do get caught by a lot of left hooks, man. He do get caught with a lot of left hooks. Ryan, Rolly actually caught him with a right hook. A left hook against the ropes. You know what I'm saying? And Barrios actually caught Tank with a decent right hook over the top too. So it might be something Tank want to clean up. But you notice what Ryan Garcia was looking for. He was looking for that sneaky right hook, or not right hook, but left hook. That sneaky left hook over the top. So if I'm Tank, you better look out for that left hook, man. But yeah, you got anything else you want to add to this topic, man? This is a great topic.
I think we covered it all.
But with that being said, man, this is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. It's your Chair and Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. Say peace to him, man.
All right, everybody. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, comment. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace and love, and we out of here. Take care.